that is different from the Bala
Bala
Blue.
Blue.
Bulaba, you need to finish it. So let me just think. Um, let me get whoever wants to join us. Just give me a minute. Sorry, should have got this. Okay, right. So good evening, guys. So what I wanted to talk about today will be Naomi's here. So what I wanted to talk about today, or what I wanted to go through today, will be I'm going to share my screen in a minute. The market is generally weak today. Indicator. I'm just gonna. This is my. Sorry. This was existing. I think I did a run on VOO S&P 500. So if you look at the market this year, it's actually been a very funny one. And what do I mean by that? The market's actually been struggling to hold its gains. Okay, so now when we're talking about the market being struggling to hold the gains, I think this actually been happening since towards the end of last year. So what do I mean in essence? So I'm going to get back to what I mean by that. So let's just pick anyone at all. I mean, it could be anyone. Lucid. I'm going to pick a few stocks and then we'll go through them. So if you look at Lucid, this was Lucid here in January. Oh, he had a huge breakout to 17, and what did he do? He lost it. I'm going to pick anyone at all. Tesla, this is the father of pumpers. If you notice, it went down, and you can see some of my markings. This is actually the point I thought it was going to go. At this point, I thought it was going to reverse. This was me when I shorted it, I think last year, and I came out here. And I think I announced it in the group. So this is Tesla. If you notice again, what's Tesla doing? Tesla came down this year, and then what did he do? He started pumping. Okay, Elon Musk talk about they've got Tesla, whatever it's called, Investors Show. And speaking of Tesla's Investors Show, I can't remember what he called it. So I would expect Tesla to start pumping again. But what would I expect again? I would expect Tesla to go back down again. I don't know how far down it's going to go because I haven't done my research or anything, but I'm going to tell you how I'm analyzing this market. Okay, so this is Tesla. We've just seen Tesla. We've just looked at Lucid. Okay, you might say, but they belong to the same sector. Let's look at another one. Let's talk about HIMS. I'm just picking random ones, guys. Feel free to give me anyone that comes to your head, by the way. And I'm trying to do, time. So a few things I will talk about. But looking at time frame as well. Time frame. How do you trade this market? That's another one. And how do you approach it? So again, look at HIMS. These guys had an amazing report, earnings report. And then again, it's gonna. I mean, this morning, if you remember, HIMS was about 17%. So it's going, and don't be too soon to scream all-time high. Yes, I know some stocks are at all-time high. For example, AutoZone, which is just literally just about coming down. This is an all-time high. Is it APP or something like that? This is no, not this one. I can't remember the other company. Quite a few companies are all-time high right now. Anyway, I don't know if Coca-Cola has come down. Yeah, Coca-Cola literally hits all-time high. And I remember when I put a message in this group, then I said, if you're buying Coca-Cola at this point, I think then it was about 60. I said, you are just wasting your money. I think Ferraris are all-time high. Think about it. High interest rates. Who would be thinking Ferraris what you're going to be spending your money on? What's what's the Bernard Arthurs, what's the guy called? Gucci and all these guys. I can't remember the company now. These guys are at all-time highs, which I think are shorting candidates basically. But how do you trade the ones not at all-time high? Let's pick Microsoft, for example. If you look at Microsoft, what did we say? It came down, but then it's struggling to retain its gains. If you look at Apple, so they're all doing the same thing, up, back down to retain its gain, and then it's just going to come back to consolidation zone, and that's literally what they all having. I mean, Apple especially looks extremely easy to predict. You can see my line there. You know, Apple just tends to wait around this zone. You know, it's just going to wait. I don't know if I've got a line for Microsoft as well. I try to be a bit greedy sometimes, but and I'll tell you what happened. I've actually been calling, well, to me anyway, a lot of these lines. If you look at Microsoft, you know, right there, it consolidates around this point. Just look at them, look at them, look at them. There's another one I did for Meta as well. I wasn't bold enough to take it, but there you go. But I did. Look at my line. This is the point. This is me being extremely greedy. But what do you notice? It didn't exactly come down there, but it came right here, you know? So I couldn't call it to the group. But you know, I was expecting it right here. This, like I said, this is me being greedy. But it got here, it bounced. 89. I wanted it at 80. Initially, my point was at 90, but it came here and it bounced. It doesn't bother me. That's fine. And a few others like that. So that's, if you notice, so this market for this year, again, we're going to keep this whole thing very short because, you know, it's just a town hall meeting. So let's keep it that way. Now, what do we notice about this stocks? They all have similar characteristics. They all, you know, they all come down from when we all had the initial shock, and then what do? They consolidate and then they hit. But when they hit, they just can't go that far. Remember what I always talk about, markets has memories. I mean, if you look at the top as well, look, you might think, I don't know the future, but until we are still in trouble, that's all I can tell you. And until we break this zone, you know, well, until the fundamentals are beginning to be right, things are going to get here and it's just going to keep bouncing. And there's something I wanted to say. There's a characteristic with all these stocks that are bouncing right now. You know, I'm sorry, but don't be silly to start thinking it's time to go back all-time highs. There's a characteristics to all of them. Do you notice what? They live in gaps. They live in gaps. And you know what? 97% of gaps have to be closed. So I mean, I could pick anyone. I don't know. Just looked at Microsoft, looked at Apple. So number one is, what are they all doing? They're all looking exactly the same, similar characteristics. Now, the second thing is, how do we trade them? Okay, how do we trade them? Sorry, I'm just trying to mute guys. I think you guys are okay. I've muted everyone. Okay, great. So how do we trade these things? So one thing is, you've heard it all before. Don't be greedy. Take whatever you can and bounce. Take whatever you can and bounce. Remember, I think I put a post in the group this morning and I said, if you order Uber or Bolt and you see me turn up, don't be surprised. It's me. You know, in a way, which means right now you need to go out there and go make that money that you can. But at the same time, you might say you want to trade as well, because we're not getting much volatility. Yeah. A market spends most of its time in ranges, while it spends about 3-5% of its time is spending in consolidation. So we're not getting the volatility that we want, but we want to take advantage and milk the little bit that we get. So number one, you want to trade a higher time frame. Okay, trade a higher time frame. That's number one, I'm going to say. And number two, and you can see it exposes them more. Look at that. So this is not plain, this is not pure. Okay, all this is telling you of a market that's very irrational. So one thing I always talk about is that the market has memories. But this here has actually been a really forgiving market. Now, what does that mean? It's been a forgiving market. It's not bouncing that much. And you might think, oh no, I've missed the entry. Guess what? It's going to come back. This is Microsoft. I don't know, when is this? Remember I said from late last year. So look, if you think you missed it from right here, how many times has it forgiven you? This is actually a very forgiving market. Difficult to trade. I'm not going to say it's not difficult to trade, but look, oh, whatever point you think you missed it, guess what? Let me clone this. Wherever you think you missed it, Okay, actually, I'm not going to clone it. So let's say you want to get in here, you missed it, it came back, even though I didn't talk about that. I didn't talk about that. Look how many times it's actually come to test it. Let me do it again. So you think you missed it right there, right? It came here, it came here, it came here, it came here. And again, it's even coming back again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, all between last October and now. I mean, I'm just using Microsoft as an example. So this market's actually been a very forgiving market. That's number one. So don't scale in too large. This is not the days of 1,000%, you know. But again, if you leverage, don't over leverage it. But if you try to go on a higher leverage, go with a small amount, scaling gently. So that's how to trade this market. The second thing I'm going to say is, remember, so we're not out of the woods yet. I'm not going to pretend like we are. Don't think you are, because we're not. Market is giving you, it's opening your eyes to tell you why we're not. I think I wanted to say something else as well. I didn't write it down actually. So this is how to trade it. Number two, they all have similar characteristics. And I wanted to say something else. I forgot now. Can't remember what I wanted to say. But anyway, so all I'm trying to say is, number one, we're not out of the woods. Number two, the markets here is not giving us much volatility. They're not bouncing as much. Number three, if you want to trade, do a higher time frame. And number four, yeah, I think, which is the same thing, it's a cliche, but unfortunately, when you get a little bit of money, take profit off the table. Takes profit off the table. This is not the market where you think, you know, it's going to, excuse me, it's going back to all-time high. Except you think you want to be an investor and you're scaling gradually and you want to keep going in. And again, don't forget, guys, at this point, I'm not going to pretend fundamentals matter. Look at Affirm. This one just seemed like a zombie stock, to be honest. This is a stock that was at some point at its highs. Look, 175. But guess what? Fundamentals matter right now because we are in a high interest rate environment. They keep talking about raising more interest rates. And guess what? It's going to harm these guys because there will be a lot of defaults. Okay, it's not just Affirm. Let me look at Upstart. I actually wanted to talk about Affirm and Upstart. Upstart is the same quagmire, same problems. Look, okay, these guys can easily go to zero from 400 to 17. Okay, it can easily go to zero. So, you know, don't just think I'm buying it. Don't be a bottom fisher. Don't go and pick it from the bottom thinking, look, these are my lines right there. I actually thought it's going to come back right here. This is when I missed it the first time. It came back. I missed it the second time. Remember what I was talking about? Markets, it's been here for God knows how long. Look, I missed it, missed it, missed it, missed it, missed it, missed it, here again. So it's a forgiving market. But here I'm looking at my fundamentals, and you might think these guys are not actually making money anyway. But number two, you got to think also, even though they're not making any money, what markets are we at? You got to trade situationship, if I'm going to call it that. Look at the situation, what's going on right now, and this is heavy. Russia is not saying anything anytime soon in terms of war being over. It's over a year now. Inflation is just right there. You know, all I'm hearing now about inflation is that it's gonna be sticky. What does that mean? We're just gonna have to blend with it. People, the Fed and the controllers, central banks, they want 2%, but people are thinking, you know, we might just stick with 5% for a while, and then we're gonna go down. But nothing is happening, nothing's changing. So that's all I'm gonna say. And again, almost, if you're gonna forget this, does that mean you should stop trading? No, some companies are still making money. You know, stick to about 1, 2, or 3 at the most and just keep scaling in them gradually. You know, look at the P, look at the forward P. Again, you know, I'm happy to help. I said I'm going to compile. I am actually compiling. It's not going to be a lot, you know, and if they give dividend, that's a bonus. I just keep scaling in them. But these other ones, if it goes, don't feel like, yeah, this is the end of the world. I'm living it forever. Take your profit off the table and bounce. And that's what I thought we should discuss today. Well, that's what I thought I should tell you. So understand that this market has got a bit of a rhythm. It's forgiving. It's harder to trade. It's forgiving. But at the same time, keep your eyes open. If he gives you some money, take the money off the table and keep it moving. Okay, that's what I thought we should talk about. And do we have any question? Someone's going to say our meeting's getting shorter and shorter.
Okay. Could you take
Yeah.
a look at LUMN, please?
LO.
LUMN.
Ah, I was looking at this Lumen. I haven't left this. And so right here, this is the point where we call, so there's I wouldn't call it a rumor, but it's an open secret. I mean, this as well. I didn't leave it as well, but I mean a very small amount. Scaled in, again, talking about £100. And now, what are we saying? So this at this point is where they call a price discovery. Okay, so it just hasn't got a bottom anymore. And if you look, it's never been there. Okay. Oh, it has actually. Well, okay. So you can, yeah, it can actually go a lot more down. There's nothing around this point, so that's why I stayed here a little bit. Okay, so
That
I'll be
makes
looking at,
sense.
yeah. So it might go below 3. It might go below 3. I'm in it. I'm in this. I'm actually riding this. I actually expected a bounce here, and it failed. It failed. So, but I am still in it. So now, what's the rumor? I can't remember the company, but there's a rumor of a buyout. Okay, when is it going to happen? I don't know. I actually looked at the fundamentals. The fundamentals are not great because why? Number one, they took off the dividend. Why did I scale in? Why did I ask people to scale in? I was expecting a short squeeze at some point, and it was meant to happen. The volume got there, but then the entire market got weaker, and there was no push, and there was no way you could push it. And again, so why am I still in there? Again, look at the market cap. Market cap is still quite sizable. So that's one of the things I'm looking at, thinking, okay, if the market cap is still sizable, so why is it still dying? Again, I can't really say I know, but I'm just feeling I really do not know now. It's just dying off the old results now. But again, I'm just looking. Again, the small amount, which I wouldn't say I'm happy to lose it all. I don't expect them to just go zero. But if the entire market is weak, of course, if something is weak, it's just going to die with the market. But right now, look, it's in between. There's no support right here. No support. Okay. So, right here, you stayed for a little bit and then no support. So I'm expecting, yeah, expect to go lower, below 3. Yeah, because there's nothing here at all. Nothing right here. So look at the huge resistance right here. So let's see how it goes. But if it's all below 3, definitely. But there's nothing here. So it's on a price discovery. But again, it's just still looking. But I'm still in it. But like I said again, it's a very small amount scaling in, and that's it. But I was expecting a bounce. I didn't think the result was that poor. Okay. And which is one of the mitigation was, okay, we're gonna take off the dividend so that we can have a bit of liquidity, a bit of cash, but they've mismanaged the fund so bad. And look, the gap's right there. It doesn't look like it's going to close anymore or anytime soon, but who knows? I mean, look at the results, kind of look positive, but we shall see. And that's it. So there's nothing here in terms of technical. It's quite poor. I can't see anything. It looks really poor. So it's either I take it away as a distraction so it doesn't distract me, or do I think, how long can I still hold this? It's a poor amount, it's a small amount. Let me see. I'm just waiting for a bounce, and then I probably will scale in more at some point. But right now, it's less harmful, and that's what it is.
Thank you.
Thank you. And natural gas, of course. Let's see this. Oh God. To think I'm not in natural gas, that's a crime, isn't it? That is a crime.
Oh,
But you are in it.
Yeah, a big one, a big crime.
When Helmi says it's a crime, just know that Ferrari is loading. And Naomi is going to stop until the thing gets here. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. I don't know who I offended this year. Honestly, I don't know. To think I was ready to sell everything, sell the wife, sell the children, and just put it on this thing. I can't believe it. I honestly cannot believe it. But there you go. But so let's look at this. We still have time, okay? And this is the point where you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be scared. We still have time. Once I'm outside this breakout zone right here,
Yeah, it's okay.
then you're in trouble. So right here, so you could do two things. You could wait for here and break it out, and then you could say, okay, or you could just get in here and get out here too. So, which is a shame, really. It's like You say your entry is my take profit point. That's like costing somebody, but you know that's bad. But there you go. But if you're in it, congratulations, well done. Yeah, remember the first time I had a poor entry, and my initial entry was about 3.1, and then I said 2.7 to the group, or 2.4, 2.7, I think it was. But yeah, so I actually lost some money then, but I wanted to come back for re-entry, and I don't know, PSTD, PTDS, whatever it is. What can I say?
Yeah,
So,
I had a similar experience actually. You know, initially when you mentioned it, and I was saying that I saw it being below 3 actually. Well, the mistake I made was I went in at 2.95 or something, even though I could clearly see that it still had much lower to go. But I was just like, okay, sub 3, and all that. But it didn't occur to me that sub 3 is 2.9, sub 3 is also 2.1. You know, so by the time
find
I
your sub
held,
3.
I really held it. I told myself that if I would just take 5-6 trades this year and make a lot of money, I prefer it than jumping in and out, because that's part of the decisions I made about trading this year. So I really, really held it. But you know, that psychological thing about trading, they say it's very real. It's not just about being able to read the chart or anything. The psychological aspect was I battled with it. When it went from 2.9, 2.7, 2.6, 2.5, I was just, then the day I saw this guy's chart where he put that rankles there, like, is that 1.44?
So let me tell you where.
I just lost it, you know. I was like, no.
I'll tell you where I failed and where I think, and if you don't, why you should not make the same mistakes as me, guys. So I was trading this at 100x, okay, and that's why, and I was only 0.1, okay, I wasn't in a big amount, but when it came down, I had a lot of loss, okay, and then I had to leave it, you know, so I think I lost about £2,000, and I said, okay, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna go back in at my own time, and then I said, okay, I'm looking for something else that's just gonna give me 5x, and I found 5x. I said, you know what, leave me alone. So you know, these things happen.
I
And
lost
look,
money on it, so I left it. I lost about 800. Then, but
you could have made it back.
somehow I went back in at 2.29 or 3.
And
So that's
then you
why
came out
no,
again.
I'm still in. No, I'm
Oh,
still
you're
in.
in. Oh, you're just about breaking even now again. So
no, I'm already in profit actually. 2.29. I didn't say 2.9, 2.29, you know. So, but I did not go in as much as I did the first time. That I was just like, okay, maybe it could still go lower. Let me just like start a little, that kind of thing. So even when it showed strength, I still wasn't convinced. I just told myself that my first priority was not losing money,
so
not
a
profit.
few things here that we can learn from here. So if you look here, you can draw your zones. It's actually very straightforward, this one, and it's actually very good. So let's draw a zone here. Let me clone it. Draw another zone here. Clone it. Draw another zone here. Clone it. Draw another zone here. It doesn't matter how you see, guys. This is what I can see. Okay, and let's clone it. So how do we know the bulls took over? Look right here, it bounced. But who wants to tell you it's not going to bounce? Look at the previous zone right here. Okay, and it came here. But what did it do? It defeated it. And when it came down, it's forming the higher. Yeah, it's forming. Okay, and now it's forming. And look, each time, remember they have memories. Each time it remembers, and then it's leaving it behind. Okay, can you see these purple lines? And that's to tell you bulls have taken over, and now they're riding it up. And I mean, it's hard for you to lose money in this case, but there you go. Naomi, congratulations. I hope you have a party at the town hall that's different from Bala Blue. And we shall celebrate with you. Okay, but there you go. That's just what it is. But yeah, congratulations if you're in it, and that's it. So it's not as bad. can I get in now and I still know I'm going to make money? I think so, yeah. So, I probably could just go for a dip and just ride it again, but it doesn't matter. We're going to make money somehow in this anyway. And remember, like I said, this year, this is the forgiving market, but don't confuse the stocks with the commodities. They are different, okay? Don't confuse stocks and commodities, and these guys are different from each other. Stocks trade different from here. This a lot looks like natural, and I think I mentioned Freeport gas project. Okay, these guys want to create the largest kind of storage in America. Okay, but have they started taking? Yeah, they haven't started taking, but by the time they start taking, this thing probably would have gone to the peak anyway. So, there's probably rumors already. People started scaling in gradually. And I think, was it this weekend? There was some stupid, I read about some blizzard in California. And, so of course, this is a very sensitive point right now. And, it's just an easy entry, to be honest. You don't even need any. All you need is get your head intact and keep going. Look at that. I could have been 200% almost if I was in, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a town hall that's different. I'm gonna enjoy with you guys later. Sorry, I'm just enjoying that. That thing is just beginning to make sense to me. I'm beginning to enjoy that slang. Town hall different. Somebody's grandfather. It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry. Okay. Can you take a look at crude oil, please?
Brent?
No. WTI.
Oh, crude. WTI. So if you look at WTI, let me just US oil. Let's look on TradingView. Yeah, it's actually been very choppy. I've been watching it as well. I mean, look at my line right there. Some of these things I've made some judgments. Look at that. Yeah, I was expecting a bounce here and then another bounce here, but it didn't happen. Excuse me. And can you see? This is how you can tell this thing is not. Look, remember this? I left this year. This is February last year. So if you extended it, I don't know. But look, he hasn't actually been able to beat. All I said was it forms here, it touches here, and it's just going to reverse it. So even he tried. Remember, it's not perfect, but he actually did reverse. And I'm looking at this point since February last year. At least I stopped there just to prove a point. So, anyway, are you what, in a long here, in a short here?
A long. I took a long yesterday at early yesterday, like late. That's 76 and some, but I since it's at 77 and a bit now, I just locked it into break even. But I'm not really. I took it on a daily time frame, and it looks like there could be,
Yeah,
there could
so
be,
it's not as strong, but you can see it's not as strong. I mean, it's not as strong, but you can just, whichever way you try, it's actually showing you. And if you struggle, just
my stop loss is just right there.
where? Right here?
Right.
Oh,
I can't. You see where you drew those lines?
yeah.
Yeah, just
right here.
Lower there. Yeah.
Oh, here.
No, that's too far. Where you put those curves.
Okay,
that line. Yes, just
yeah,
there. Yeah.
Just right there. Yeah. So I mean, and if I'm going to put a trend line here, okay, it's actually moving gradually. Remove. Let me clean up this thing. So if you're going to put a trend line, it's actually bouncing. But the other thing is, if you really, 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 really struggle, just do your EMA and I don't use them per se, but I tend to use them a little bit now. And I think, why am I doing that? Because I just put a bit of averaging. Just again, I don't want it to be too small, maybe 20 and 100, or just get a bit of averaging in, just to know and see the trend, see the average prices. I don't use it per se, but it's not bad. Just get a bit of averaging in and look at what your average is telling you. Okay, so if you really want to be that sure, then let it pick up on here. Okay, and when it's on here, then I'm going to enter. Can you see right here? So you could say, it's okay, I'm not going to be too early, but 20 average prices. If you really think, do you know what, I need a bit more, let's make it 25. 25 average points, okay? Once it's above this point, I've got a bit of support, then I'm going to enter, and that's what I'm going to do. But if you think, you know what, I'm going to be a bit more patient, then just wait for it to cross. If you want to wait for it to cross, then take your thing a bit lower as well. But look, it's right there. Let it, just let it cross a bit. That just gives you more assurance. But remember, we're not in a volatile market. We're in a very, very sensitive market. Things are not really giving much, and they're just moving within much range. Okay, tighter ranges, and that's it. So you know, you can make this smaller if you like. You know, it's just extra. I don't really use it, but for extra odd confirmation, sometimes just put it on there. Just put it on there. Average prices, right? It's a bit slow, it's lagging, but hey, just put it on there and make sure this is below you and just let it go, and that's fine. Or just sometimes I just stick to only one, just one. One is fine for me. Look, it's not bad. What's it telling you? Can you see that? It's not bad at all. Can you see? So well, you know, your average prices is well below. I don't know what point you entered, but based on average prices, you're good. Just do that, and that's it. You know, look. So the key, what do they call it? The key zones right here, It's above. It's not as bad. Look. So I'll just stick to my trend, longer time frame, and just enjoy your life. If you lose, that's fine too. Crude oil, I was destined never to lose. That's why I just lost that much. I didn't care. But then again, I did think I was going to add more. But then I just say, you know what, leave it. Let me go and enjoy my money in the town hall. That's different.
Thank you.
So enjoy, please. Guys, this year, you notice this year, I'm not really giving much signal. It's all about, I'm very sure, just put it in. We're going to lose sometimes, as in Lumen. But please, when I say scaling, please just scale in. Don't go heavy, you know, just because we never know sometimes. Even if you're very sure, you never know. Gas, I never I went small, but the thing was just too big, and I wasn't happy paying these guys every day. Maybe I should have gone to them, lower leverage, and that would have given me a lot of money. But there you go, that's life. I'm not complaining at all. Happens. All right. Any question?
Hi, Vicky, are you still in the UK 100 shots?
No, because gas took all my money. Liquidated, that's what it means. But UK 100. Let me look at it. Oh, from he went to 8,000, didn't he? Yeah. So look at this. Okay. So I will be looking. I'll be looking at right here. Oh wow. So I'll be looking at right here. So no matter what, one thing you've got to learn to be able to do is learn to be patient. I'll have two accounts. I'm going to come back to this. What I did is, if you look at this here, I've got this one. I think I mentioned this one in the group a while back. It's a long, and I've had it now since December. I've had this since December. You know, let me just get rid of this thing. Don't need you. I've had this since December. It's a long for me. I remember putting it in the group, but guess what? I've just left it. And then I was down 90 something percent, and then I'm up something percent. This one is going to take me to the town hall that's different. That's the way I see it. And I just do not care because, you know, I think I took it on a 3 days, and I looked at it over a year or 5 years actually. And so I'm going to show you something. So here, it just need a little bit of a push, as you can see. Can you see that? I'm not going to give this away. I'm not going to give it up. Okay, and I'm not saying I expect to go back there, but all I'm saying is I expect it to break one of these key. This is a hard resistance, okay? Because hard resistance is when it hits and it bounces back multiple times. So, or this is a hard support. Can you see this support right here? Sorry, 1 minute. Then I'm going to go back to UK 100. So this is a hard support right here, okay? Boom, boom, Boom. So I want us to be able to hold this hard support and flip it. Okay, turn it to a, it's a resistance right now, right? Turn it into support, and that's what I'm planning to do. Okay, but right now we haven't flipped it since, I don't know, December. But you got to be patient. This is a patient market. This is a buy, set it, and forget it. And once we flip this, we go over here. This becomes my hard resistance or support again. Okay, and I'm going to come here. So I'm not expecting magic or miracle, but again, I just want to be here. That's all I need. Give me a little bit. Okay, that's all I need. Now back to UK 100. UK 100 was good, but then again, it was poor. Why was it poor? Because they sold you a lie. They told you that, I mean, look at this gap, okay? Look at this gap. It got filled in here, it got filled, but then again, it got to this territory. But you got to understand there's a relative difference, okay? So you got, when this is strong, you expect the pound to be weak, but it's not going to be like that forever. At some point, the pound is going to start to gain some strength, and this is going to collapse a little bit more. So right now, I didn't trade it on a weekly. I think I did it on a daily, and yeah. So what you need is a confirmation right here. So right now it's still flipping. Look, it's right here. Flip, flip. All I need is this to flip this, and if you can flip it, I'm gonna go in. And I don't know how, but I'm gonna go in, and I'll be looking at right here before anything. So, and I'm not even going to take the profit here. I'll wait, come in here, but I haven't come back in because natural gas took all my money, and I'm going to wait here again. I shouldn't have done both in the same account, but then again, my UK 100 was in profit, turned loss when this got to 8,000, and then it was making profit again. But the natural gas, guys, I wouldn't say I over leveraged. It was 100x, but it was a small amount. But then again, as you can see, natural gas took me to the town hall that's different from the one you know. So anyway, does it make sense, Samuel? Or do you
Yes,
want me to, or
yes,
do you want me to explain it again?
no.
Yeah. So if you got the patience to hold it, that's fine. If you think you can't hold it anymore, you make the money elsewhere, guys. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose some. In my case, I lost both. That's it. I was making profit here, and then I got carried away with natural gas, and there you go. So that's it. All right.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Doctor. This doctor that likes money. Right. Quickly, we've got to go. Go on.
Can we please look at gold?
Gold. I've not been trading gold in a while. I think do you know what? Did I not share it? I put gold anyway. I put my thing on gold. So what I plan to do with gold is, can you see? So I'm looking at gold on the daily now. You can see my mark here. This is the point I plan to short gold. And I plan to short gold here. Why? Because gold is hitting difference. I remember what I said earlier when we started this session. And I said this market's been one that's been really, really forgiving. If you think you've missed it, don't worry. Remember, Kamal said something yesterday or this morning when I said, oh, hymns. And I said, don't worry, we'll wait for you. This is heating, it's heating. Okay. And when gold is going up, guys, don't expect your equities to start going up as well. When gold is going up, people are looking for safety and they put piling into gold. Okay. And that's what they're going to do. And this is telling you that we're not out of the woods yet. So I put my mark here on gold. I'm looking at shorting gold at this point. You might say you want to go in, that's fine, it's up to you. But I'm going to be looking at my key. How do I define my key resistance, my key support? I just look at the U, where the U's are based most of the time. Okay, that's what I look at mostly. I look at where the U's are. It's very easy to spot. Sometimes they're sharper. If they're flat, the flatter they are, the stronger they are. Okay, so right here is not very sharp. This is very strong. This is very strong. When I say strong when it's at the bottom. Yeah, strong, good rip. But when it's at the top, I want it flat. I need to test it a few times. So the flatter they are, the better for me. This is my own personal strategy, guys. So I'll be looking at gold right here. So but I'm not going to take it long. I'm just going to wait here. And when it comes here, I'm going to look at it a few times, come back, test it again, come here. That's it. I'm going in. Okay, so come here, confirm me here, and I'm going to go. And that's what I'm going to be doing for gold. but that's my strategy for gold, and I think it's going to come down. But by that time, that's when we will probably be out of the woods. That's what I will be thinking. Again, China's PMI came out today, record growth right now. Again, I'm not carried away by those things. I will wait. I'll trade what I can see here, and that's the way I see. Doctor, did that make sense to you?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So it's just a memory thing, okay? So right here, memory, all the way. Come here, bounce, come here, then I'm gonna take it, and that's it. Okay, so I don't get carried away by all these things. I'm not here to just play as a sport. I'm not here to waste my money. I'm here to look and look, okay? And that's it, you know, top down. Gold here, it flipped, and as you can see, came here, came here, tested it. He actually tested it a third time, and then it moved, okay? And right here, tested it again second time. The second time, most of the time, guys, when you see something test, and if it tests it aggressively the second time, guys, most of the time, guess what? It's coming down. Most of the time, because they test the first time, then they test this to shake you out. You will see most of the long candles when the candle is trying to shake and turn back. Can you see them here? Can you see them here? When it's trying to turn back, you get the long candles. You get at the top and at the bottom. So they will try to shake you out. Yeah. So move here. If I extend this a little bit, you're gonna see the candles shaking you out, and that's when they want to test you more, and that's when it's telling you that tide is turning, and that's what you notice. So I don't read the candles. I read the relationship. I read the trend. I understand where is this. Zoom back a little bit, and then just go for it and be patient. Start small, and then scaling accordingly, gently. Okay, guys, I think, do we have any other question? None. Okay. Right, guys. Gonna say thank you for attending our town hall meeting. I hope it's different from the Bala Blue that you know, and and congratulations, Nigerians, and the new president. Naomi, is that not your president? You're not smiling.
That's not what the country wanted. I mean,
But you will take it to the town hall that's different from the Bala Blue. What's wrong with you?
nah.
wanna-
But we pray that he does something better than the outgoing president.
So that's all that matters, yeah? That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, he's told you will go to the town halls that's different from the Bala Blue. Come on. What more do you want? To the Bulaba. Come on, man. Anyway, guys, thanks for attending my TED Talk. And yeah, catch you in the group, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.